Hey everyone, it's Riley, and today I want to set up a bullet journal with you guys for 2023. Now, this journal is not my own. It is a custom journal that I'm making for someone else. So if you want to get other ideas for 2023 setups, I do have my own setup here, which uses totally different theme, totally different spreads, all of that. And I also will link up here another custom journal that I set up for 2023 here on my channel. And that one also has totally different theme, totally different spreads. So you can get a bunch of different ideas if you check out some of these videos. You'll probably hear my son in the background. He's out in the living room with my husband, just having a bit of a fussy evening. So let's get into the setup. I did try to keep this one just like everything pretty much on my channel. I tried to keep it quite easy, quite doable. I will have links to all of my different products down below. So I'm going to link my own bullet journals, which I'm so excited about. Those will be linked down below, but also all the other products that I use. I try to find discount codes for things like my markers and tape and stamps and stickers and all of that so that I can share those with you. So if you enjoy content like this, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video. I really do appreciate your support. And if you're looking for a journal for yourself or for someone that you know, I do have some really fun journals available in my shop. I have both like empty doc grid journals, but I also just recently launched an undated planner with all of my like hand-drawn doodles, fonts, all of that. I'm gonna link the video flipping through it right up here. So yeah, check that out if you're interested and you'd like to support me. And let's get into setting up for 2023. So here's the journal that I just briefly mentioned in the intro. It's like an undated planner, so it's got my doodles and designs on every page with some monthly spreads, a bunch of different weekly spreads. It fits a whole year, but it is undated, so even if you don't order it right away to start 2023, you can order it any other time and just start when you're ready. So that's the one that I mentioned before, and this one here is from a previous batch of journals that I launched with this kite design. They come in pink, blue, and green, and today I'm using this pink one here, and it is a 160 page journal. The pages are 160 GSM, stark white, the nice doc grid, all the things that I look for in a journal. So I'm starting off here with a title page for 2023, and I'm doing this really simple flower doodle. I have no idea what kind of flower this is, if it even is a kind of flower. I just feel like I've seen it somewhere doodled like this, so I decided to try it out, and it's really easy to do. I'm using a size 01 fine liner here, and I've used a bunch of different fine liners in the past. I tried the Pigma Micron ones, which I know are super popular, but I really was not a huge fan. I actually think I prefer the Mr. Pen black multiliners, which are actually quite a bit cheaper as well, and I'll have links to that as well as all this other stuff down in the description. I get all of my markers from Stationery Pal, including both of the ones that I used here on this cover page. So I used a Zig brushable in color Fawn for the flowers, and then a Tombow dual tip brush pen in color 312 for the leaves. And the stamps that you just saw me use are my Paperwrld alphabet stamps. They're my absolute favorite. They come with both lowercase and uppercase letters, numbers, symbols, everything you need. They're really awesome. And then I've got some washi tape here from the washi tape shop to put together this cover page. And to finish it off, I just added some really simple little sparkles kind of all around this doodle in the center here. Now next to that, I decided to add a little quote page here. So the quote that I'm using is, "The best time for new beginnings is now." And I actually used this quote in my own bullet journal at the start of the year. I believe it was 2 years ago. And I'm going to link that video up here because it is still the most popular video on my channel by far. It was me setting up my own bullet journal for 2021 using this fun little paint roller theme that I still really love. So check out that video if you're looking for some more ideas, both for like spreads that you can use at the beginning of the year and for a really, really simple and cute theme that you can use. Obviously, any time of year, it doesn't have to be the beginning. So I just made that kind of look like a sticky note, and I'm adding a little bit of a shadow with a light gray brush pen. And now I'm moving on to the next page, and this setup is actually going to be quite short, like there aren't that many pages included, but this one here is a future log, and I decided to do it quite a bit different than I normally do my future logs. Usually in my own journal and in custom journals that I do, I just kind of default to having like like tall boxes for each month, like vertical, but this time I decided to do horizontal boxes for each month. So I've got 6 boxes on this side of the page, and then I'm going to put 6 boxes on the other side of the page. And as you can probably tell by my like pulling out a ruler and counting dots and stuff like that, I did not plan this out in advance. I actually didn't plan it like at all. I just knew I wanted to do something with flowers. And so it's really handy, whether you plan in advance or not, it's so handy to have a ruler with centimeters on it, because all of these dot grid spaces are 1/2 centimeter. I also find it really handy to have like a light gray marker, like Tombow N89 is the one that I often default to. That way, if I'm like kind of wanting to map something out, I can just place my ruler down and just do very light gray dots where I think different boxes should like go till, and I can just see how it's going to fit on the page. And you can't really tell once you start actually like coloring the spread in, so even if you decide to move things around, they're not going to spoil the page for you. So in the margins here, I'm not actually putting a title for the future log at all. She'll know what it is, but I'm instead just filling the margins with those same little floral designs that I did on the cover page and some sparkles as well. Now, normally when I take custom journal orders, I set up the journal after you order, you know, so that you can choose all of the different spreads and colors and themes and stuff like that. But actually I filmed the intro for this video when I had an order to fill, and I totally planned to film myself setting up that journal, the order that I already had, but I completely forgot. I set up the whole journal and did like the yearly spreads on the weekend. I was just relaxing, you know, watching a movie or something while I did them. And then I remembered afterwards that it was supposed to be for a video. So I kind of ruined that. So I decided instead to just set up this bullet journal right here, which actually hasn't been ordered by anyone. So I am going to be opening up a few more slots for custom journal orders in the new year. So if you get one of those spots and you like this setup that I'm doing here, you can actually use this, like have this exact journal, but then add on, like I left space so that you can still choose some of your own yearly pages to go along with the yearly pages that I'm setting up in this video. So now that I've colored that all in, again, just using those same 2 markers that I used on the cover page, I'm going back to my Paperwrld alphabet stamps to just stamp out the monthly like numbers, and then I'm going to use that same fine liner to write in the months underneath. So the supplies that I used in this setup, I mean, I used a little bit of everything, you know, like some markers, some washi tape, some stamps, but it is like fairly minimal. You know, I used a grand total of 3 markers and 1 Pigment Micron or fine liner and 2 rolls of washi tape. So it's really quite doable, even if you don't have like tons of variety. So moving on to actually the last sort of 2 pages in this setup, I'm going to have a goals page on the left here. So again, I'm layering some washi tape, and washi tape is not something that I use tons in my own personal journal. I feel like I never really know where to put it, where it's going to look good. I find it even harder actually, like stickers and like collaging paper, washi tape. I find all of that stuff kind of awkward to use, but I decided to give it a try here, and I ripped the sort of peachy colored washi tape when I put it on top, and I feel like that's kind of a fun look to do. So I've got a heading here for goals, and then again I'm pulling out my ruler to just space out the different like boxes. So again, since I don't know who this journal is going to, I always give my customers like 3 sort of categories for goals, unless of course they request more, but 3 is kind of my default. So here she's got different categories, so it could be like, you know, your health goals or your home goals or professional goals, whatever. You can just write in the category into this box, and then underneath there you can list either bigger goals or like smaller action steps that you're going to take to achieve those goals. And yes, this is N89, the Tombow marker that I mentioned before that I love using to kind of plan out spreads, but also for things like this, like boxes. And I'll use the brush side later on to just kind of highlight different lines, which I love as well. So moving on to the final page here, I'm doing a health log, and this is something that I've done in my own journal in the past two. I'm not going to use one in 2023 because my health log from 2022 is completely empty, but I do find them helpful. I just don't really, it's not something that I am motivated enough to stick to. So anyways, I've got the numbers 1 to 31 down the side there, and then those like lines that I'm filling in right now, that's just like the, how do I say this, like how many days that month has. So January I left the line all the way down to 31, then February it only goes to 28, March to 31, so on. So there's a spot for all 31 days down the side, all 12 months along the top. And so whatever she wants to use this for, she can just write in different like symptoms, you know, like a migraine, and then that can get a certain color, and whichever days she gets migraines on, she can just color that box in with that color. And you can do that for as many different symptoms or issues as you want, or you can use it for medication as well if you want to keep track of you know, which days you're taking certain medication or vitamins or whatever. You can include those kind of things in your key here as well. And at this point in the video, I completely forgot that I was filming and just like totally hovered over my journal. I don't know if any of you guys do that, but when I'm just journaling for myself and not actually like on camera, I almost always have my nose like basically touching the journal. I sit so close to my journal, and sometimes I forget about that while I'm filming, so excuse the top of my head. Now I'm just gonna add in some color and a little bit more washi tape, and that's it for this journal spread. So again, these are different pages, like the goals page, health log. I never use these, or I'm not using these in my own journal setup. So if you want more ideas, you can watch mine, but I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments about what kinds of pages you like to include whenever you start a new bullet journal for yourself. Thank you all for joining me to set up another bullet journal for 2023. Let me know in the comments what kinds of spreads you'll be using for your own journal, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.